Welcome everybody to the first episode of the official Animo Podcast. Today, joining me for this first episode, we have Iris Dumoulin, our loyal third year Animo member who is also in her third year of online culture. Welcome, Iris.
Hi, thank you.
It's good to see you. We have not seen each other for a long time because of the COVID crisis, and we will get into that later. But I first off just want to start and ask you how you are doing.
Oh, I'm great. I'm in Tilburg today for the first time in also like half a year, so I'm glad to be back. And I'm having a great time at the moment.
Well, that's good to hear. So, to give a small outline of what we're going to do in this first episode, maybe some of you know that Iris has actually written a paper which has been published on Diggit magazine, our loyal website where we basically do everything study related. And that paper she wrote is actually, if I'm correct, the number 2 most read article this year. And of course, as the Animo chair and as a representative of Animo, we are very proud of that accomplishment.
Thank you.
So today we're going to talk about that paper. Iris is going to give us a nice summary of what the paper is. And we're just going to talk about her whole experience surrounding that paper and the process of getting that paper published, etc., etc. Then we're just going to have a free conversation about life during COVID, about Animo, about studying. So everything is going to come back. All right?
Yes, great.
All right. So let's just start with the paper. So the paper is about Ellen DeGeneres and about her potentially being a CIA agent. So could you explain to me what the paper is about?
Yes, so it was a paper for the course Reading and Writing in Online Culture. And we had to write a paper about a conspiracy theory and just use general theory about something like that and how it spreads. The article is about Ellen DeGeneres because I found a website that just exposed her as some celebrity that is part of Deep State. And Deep State is a conspiracy theory that has been promoted by Trump as well, and especially by his younger son. That's where the paper starts. And it's not really, I'm not really exposing her as a CIA agent, even though it might seem so because of the title.
A bit of a clickbait title.
Yeah. But I just explain like the different parties that helped spread the conspiracy theory as well. So, yeah.
I mean, I read the paper, obviously, because I had to do some research. And I would also like to support a friend and Animo member, of course, like all Animo members. And it was actually a very interesting and well-written paper. So kudos on that.
Thank you.
Because sometimes you have these papers and you try to start reading them and then it gets too boring and you just can't continue. Obviously not with Animo member papers. It's only outside Animo which papers suck, obviously. But with you, the way you wrote it, it keeps you hooked. Throughout the entire paper, even when you start talking about the theory that has to be included in an academic paper obviously, even then it's still interesting and still fun to read because you write in such a way that it's entertaining. So, like you said, it's about the deep state, which is a giant phenomena, or used to be giant phenomena. I don't know if it's still a giant phenomena in the United States.
Well, I think it is a bit related to QAnon, and I think that's like in the news and stuff
that's
nowadays.
A big thing right now.
Yeah.
And besides that, we obviously know there's a lot of controversy surrounding Ellen, but we'll get into that after discussing the whole paper writing process. So, what I'm curious about is how do you write a paper? From the moment you think of or even start thinking of a topic, how do you move from that to actually working through it and getting it published?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what I did was, of course, I researched for deep state and stuff because I had to write a paper about it. But then I found something that said something about celebrities. So I started looking for deep state celebrities. And then I just, what I usually do is find as many resources as I can and then like see if they're usable or anything. So I found one specific site that had a whole story about Ellen DeGeneres being part of Deep State and being a CIA agent even. So I thought that was really an interesting topic because, yeah, as you said, not to toot my own horn, but I think it's very entertaining to read about a celebrity like that instead of just keeping it a deep state like the theory itself.
I mean, in my experience and my personal beliefs is that conspiracy theories is something very interesting in general, and people spend a lot of time on it because some conspiracy theories get so crazy and wild that it just keeps on entertaining.
Yeah.
And I think this is a pretty interesting one as well, especially because it all started, like you said, from a tweet by the son of Donald Trump. And do you think that in his tweet he actually meant this to happen? So he was actually kind of saying that Ellen was part of the deep state?
I don't think he really meant to go that far. I think it was more like just support my father. You know, it just a general thing because there were some other celebrities in that tweet as well.
Yeah, Hillary
just
Clinton
a few
and
recommended.
Obama.
Yeah. And then Ellen DeGeneres. So I don't think she was even meant to be.
And then, of course, she responded, Ellen, which is something doesn't happen a lot. Because normally if somebody directs something at you as a celebrity, you often ignore it, but she chose not to. Do you think this was the right move for her, or should she just have been quiet?
Well, I think just before any controversy about Ellen,
Yes.
started. So I think it was very like her to respond to something like that because I think she used to often respond to news or anything like that in her show. And I also saw a lot of articles, also like Dutch articles, just responding to her response, like, oh, Ellen DeGeneres reacted to Donald Trump's son about being a CIA agent or something like that. So
Right.
I think it was just a right move because a lot of people thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
As well, so
Do you think it's
funny?
Do you think it's ridiculous?
Yes, definitely.
You're not a believer?
No.
Okay. So you started talking about this writing process. So you are somebody. Do you work from, let's say, you start from theory and start writing, as having the theory as a starting point, or just do you start writing a story and link it to theory?
Yeah, I think I mostly just look for a story and then link it to theory, because then I always look at just internet articles and stuff to find a topic, and after that I go to the theory that we had in class or something, so I can just try to link it together. Because I think if I have the theory first, I find it hard to really think of a specific topic.
Okay.
So yeah.
And how did you knew it had to be about conspiracy theories, and you just found this conspiracy theory and thought that this would be interesting,
Yeah.
and that made you start to write about it. Okay. And then after writing it, do you intend to write it to get it published, or do you just write it, see if it's publishable, and then start revising it?
Well, I think getting it published is really a goal for me, because I just really like the whole process. I really like writing those papers for Diggit, because I think, of course, they're academic, but it's also like a way of attracting readers. Like, it's quite a clickbait title, like Ellen DeGeneres, talk show host or CIA agent.
Right.
But I really like that fact about those papers. But it is really a process of making a paper and then revising it, but you also get feedback from all the teachers through Diggit.
So who actually gave you feedback?
I think it was because Inge van der Ven was our teacher. She gave me feedback, but I think it was also... we had a guest lecturer. I don't remember her name. It's a long while ago.
Okay.
But she also gave feedback.
Okay. And then you got the word that it was publishable. And how many revisions did you have to do?
I think it was only 1 or 2 maybe. Because I think at first you just get feedback like, oh, you can do this better. And then it's like, okay, you can publish this, but you still need to look into this or something. So I think it went like that. Yeah.
Okay. So pretty easy.
Yeah.
How long did it take? Because I know that Diggit is pretty notorious for keeping people waiting.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for like 1 article and it's
Really?
been a year. So I think this one got through quite quickly. Maybe because they just thought it was interesting, and it didn't really have to do anything with a specific date or something. Because I had an article about Black Friday, like they're not gonna publish it in June because that doesn't make sense.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was quite.
I think if you would write another paper about Ellen right now,
Yeah.
given the
What's
current
happening?
conditions, I think it would get published pretty quickly as well.
Yeah.
So just a tip: write about Ellen DeGeneres right now because it's a hot topic.
That's all you need to do.
So yeah, the Diggit process, it takes relatively short, but you obviously said that you have another paper waiting. But have you done the revisions for that, or are you waiting to receive the revisions basically? What needs to be done?
Well, I don't know. It just says awaiting final
okay.
decision.
Okay.
So I don't really know what's gonna happen.
Right. Well, I have a paper that I've written in the first year, and it still says revisions needed.
Yeah.
And I never did it.
No.
I personally have never published something on Diggit. And how many have you published on Diggit?
I think like with the group papers, I think it's 7 maybe. But it's also like, because I have also like 1 paper from the first year that I just didn't want to revise because that has been such a long time since I've written it. So you need to get back through all the theory, get it back, and like know what you're talking about because I often forget.
Yeah, same.
So yeah.
Mine was for social groups in the digital world for eco. And
that was my first published article.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, mine. He said he actually told me that he really wanted to publish it, but it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And if I could please revise it, and I didn't do it. I mean, it was about. It's a bit of a stupid, well-known thing that I collect jazz records. Everybody knows about it by now. And I talk about it like almost never, hardly ever. I talk about records. It's,
You never talk about jazz.
No. So I wrote one about that, about collecting jazz records and about the whole niche of people who do it. And he is also a jazz record collector.
Oh.
So that made...
You bonded.
Yeah, exactly. We bonded. So he really wanted to publish it, but I never did it.
No.
I mean, and to get back to it now, I think he would even be surprised to see, like, after 2.5 years, like, oh yeah, I did the revisions like you asked. I took my time.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready now. Yeah. But, I mean, Eco is one of the friendliest teachers out there, and if you have an idea, he's always going to be super enthusiastic. So, I mean, I also kind of feel bad for maybe disappointing him by not doing the article again.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, 7 published articles, and this is your most successful one, you think?
Yes, it is my most successful one.
Okay.
It's the only successful one.
The only successful one. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the others have been read at all?
I mean, I read them.
Yeah, but besides yourself.
I don't know. I promoted it to my friends. No, I don't think they've been read. I mean, I often go to Diggit, just I look for articles, but it's also because like it's all online culture, so you're interested in what other students are writing and stuff. But I don't think like my friends who are studying to become a teacher, just it's not really that interesting. Not everyone is as interested in online culture as we are.
Unfortunately not.
No,
exactly. And what about, did you receive any feedback after writing it and after publishing it?
Yes, well, there's a funny story.
Give it to me.
I remember like it got published, like it's always at 9 a.m. that it gets published. You wouldn't know.
No.
Just
Thanks.
But I remember waking up at like 11, and then I already got like 3 emails because someone, a Facebook commenter, like responded to the Diggit Facebook page, like, because I in my article I referred to a Twitter account, Right Wing Watch, and I thought it was a supporter of like right-wing parties and stuff, but it actually just exposed them and made fun of them. So I was very serious in my article about, they're, they believe in deep state and they believe Ellen is CIA or something. But it turned out that it wasn't that at all.
It was the opposite.
Yeah. So I remember Inge and Ico just emailing like, who can fix this? Because it was already published. But then I think Inge fixed it for me, or even Ico. And then I just woke up and mailed back like, oh, thank you. So it's not even my article anymore.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just your name is attached to it. That's all it is.
It's not my success.
But was it like somebody you knew?
No.
It was just some random person.
Yeah, I think maybe it was someone just who knows Diggit and maybe is part of uni in some way.
Right.
But I didn't know that person at all.
Okay. And have you followed on any of the recent Ellen controversies?
Oh, well, I don't think you even had to follow it because it was everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty... If you haven't heard about the recent Ellen conspiracies, you're living under a rock. Sorry to tell you. But to basically sum it up, Ellen's a dick.
Yes.
So... she has been abusive to staff. Well, not really.
It's a toxic workplace.
Toxic workplace, exactly.
That's the term used. Yeah.
But she actually came out, and I do have to say that her response to it is kind of respectful to me. I kind of respected the response because she basically said, "Listen, I'm sorry if I basically scattered your expectations of me." But I also have my negative days, the days where I'm down. I can't be nice to everybody because I also have to run a business and stuff.
Yeah.
So to some extent, I respect it, but I am still wondering, like, is that the full truth?
Yeah.
Is that basically that she tries to be as nice as possible, but sometimes she can't get herself to be nice? Is that something you can say to basically soften the blow, you know?
Yeah, because I also think in one way I think it's a nice apology, but it's also like, she's like explaining herself, but I also think she could have just apologized and said she would work on it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, of course you can't be nice to everybody all the time, but still you don't have to, I don't know what thing she did, but having a bad day doesn't mean you get to, I don't know if she fired co-workers or anything, but
I don't know.
Abuse them.
I think she, the biggest problem was basically with interns, I think, who didn't even get paid.
Yeah.
And like, I think she was basically mean to them or harsh with them, even though they're interns, you know. They're there for their school. You don't even pay them. So I think that was the biggest problem. But do you think that Ellen deserves to be on television or as big as she was before after this? Do you think it should have an effect on her career?
Well, I don't know. I think nowadays with like cancel culture and stuff, I do believe that everybody deserves a second chance, but maybe I'm just a really good person. No, but but I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say like, oh, she can come back to her show and stuff. And I think she still has a chance, but she needs to fix a lot.
Yeah.
I think we just need to see proof like that something has changed.
How do you think she can prove it?
I don't know. Just stories from interns, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Let Nikki Tutorials come back there, because that's also where it started.
Really?
Yeah, because she was in a Dutch show. I think it was De Wereld Draait Door. No, it wasn't. I don't know. But she said something. Yeah, she said something about that she just expected it to be like a fairy tale, almost like it would be so nice to be there, but she didn't even get to go to her own bathroom, while the Jonas Brothers did get their own bathroom or something.
So there was a sense of hierarchy. I have to be honest. I did miss this because I'm not really invested in
Nikki Tutorials,
or the beauty community on YouTube. You know, I know that she's really big, and I know who she is, and I know the story about her. But what she does, I'm not really following.
No.
So that's pretty interesting. So I guess there's some sense of hierarchy there, that if the Jonas Brothers do get their own bathroom, but Nikki Tutorials doesn't. So so that stuff like that is weird, I think. But also you can maybe question whether that's fully on Ellen and not just her staff.
Yeah.
And I know that she's responsible for her staff as well, obviously, and her staff gets their assignments from someone, and that someone is probably going to be Ellen or somebody who works for Ellen. So ultimately it's her responsibility, but I'm always a bit doubtful in these cases, because I don't want to jump on board of the hate train straight away.
Yeah.
Because I do know that every single person has their moments.
Has those days.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has those days. I mean, everybody is a bit harsh or isn't as friendly all the time, you know?
And I think it's also maybe the industry, because I think here in the Netherlands we're all used to just being quite kind to each other. I think. I'm not sure. I don't work anywhere. But I feel like, you know, maybe like Hollywood and just TV shows in America, I think it's just a whole different culture.
For sure. I absolutely think so. I think the whole United States is much more competitive than in the Netherlands. And I mean, it's pretty obvious that Hollywood has been, and maybe still is, a pretty toxic place.
Yeah.
Given all the recent events. But I also think that maybe it's due to Ellen being such a public figure that whenever she does something wrong, the whole world sees it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas if we do something wrong, like maybe a handful of people know about it, you know?
Yeah.
So, or maybe even nobody knows about it. If I just walk on the street and I see a random person, I say, hey, fuck you, you know?
Only you and that person might know.
Exactly. And then we might get into a fight and I'm all bruised up, and then people might find out. But I think so.
It's not as big as you're not gonna get cancelled for that.
Exactly. Whereas I think if Ellen goes to a stranger and says, hey, fuck you, I think she would get cancelled pretty quickly. Yeah. So I think that's definitely one of the issues. But the whole Ellen topic is very interesting to talk about, I think, because I have to say I never really enjoyed watching the Ellen show or anything Ellen did, because I always thought it was so fake. Just with like Jimmy Fallon, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Because to a lesser extent, I think Jimmy Fallon is more and bigger and acts it up more. Yeah. But I do feel that Ellen... I do feel that Ellen, the jokes she makes, they're not all her jokes. I do think that the percentage of jokes she actually makes, like, just to be sure, I have no authority on this, and I'm not sure at all. This is just something I think and I feel whenever I saw it. I just felt that everything she said was basically written for her. And I know this happens to like probably all the major television shows, obviously. Everybody has a creative staff and a writing team, but I also feel maybe that's just what doesn't draw me to those kinds of shows, you know?
Yeah.
I even have it with Zondag with Lubach in the Netherlands, which is the same sort of show as like the Daily Show in the United States. I've watched maybe 2 episodes of that, and sure, it's good and it's funny, but you know that he doesn't write those jokes. It's all written for him, or he works together with people to write those jokes. That's what I think. And I don't know. Maybe I'm more drawn to the individualistic jokes or the people. You know.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, is there anything else you would like to add to the topic of your paper?
Go read it. No,
well,
I need to get to number 1.
Definitely. Let's bring Iris to number one most read this month, or this month, this week,
month,
this day.
That's a start.
This hour.
It's dying a bit.
I hope you still get to be the second place, because I gotta be 100% honest with you. I don't think you're gonna get to number 1.
No.
Because
I also don't think so.
Number 1 is the article about Slav culture, and I just think that's bigger.
And it's also a really great article.
Really?
So,
I haven't read it.
Yeah.
I gotta
only Animo members right now.
Yeah, just Animo members. I'm not gonna read anything besides Animo members.
No.
So yeah, but I mean, it's nice to be able to talk about it at least. How long ago did you write it? Because I do believe it's pretty old, right?
Was it the beginning of the second year, maybe? No, I think this second part of the second year.
Second semester.
Right. Thank you.
So it is.
I think so.
Obviously. Yeah.
I think so.
I think I looked
reading
it up.
and writing.
I think it was.
Maybe it was the first semester.
Well,
it's been a while.
Reading and writing is first semester.
Yeah. Okay. So
because I'm taking that now as a minor. Yeah.
It was first semester.
But I guess when you got published, it took a while. So maybe.
Yeah. And it also just took a while for it to like grow. I think. Because. I don't think it was especially like because the Ellen DeGeneres thing just got started when my article was published. It was really just a lucky guess.
Ride the wave, yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I mean, it's very fun to talk about stuff like that, and it's something I would like to do in the future with this podcast. I would like to invite more people who have written an article on Diggit and which has been published, and just to talk about their article and just their life outside of the article, you know, which is what I would like to move on to now, because I just wanted to talk to you about being an Animo member, because it's your 3rd year, so you've been very loyal.
Yes,
you've been here from the start. You're a veteran, you know.
Yes.
So, yeah. Take it away.
Well, I think at first what it just attracted me to Animo, I was like, okay, if it's not gonna work out like socially, at least I get a discount from like books, because that was like the big part that got promoted at first, like in my first year. So I just decided to join, and it was only €12.50, so it's not a lot. And I think the first year I really needed to, get to know people, because I wasn't in a committee yet the first year,
right?
Because I was really scared of just being social,
right?
But then I think especially like the study trip was such a great part in, really getting to know other Animo members and stuff. To
Prague,
so.
You mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I missed.
Yeah, you missed a lot. No, but I think that's when I really just started to think like, oh, Animo is really great. Like everyone is so nice.
You found your place. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And you are part of the study trip committee this year?
Yes.
Do you want to give some insight on how that is going right now?
Well, no. We're just gonna see like if we can even do something like in the Netherlands as well. Just go anywhere. Go to the forest maybe.
I mean, we can probably tell that going abroad is out of the question.
Yeah, probably.
Unless COVID dies completely come February
Suddenly.
or something,
Yeah.
But we hope to do something in the Netherlands, maybe for a couple of days,
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. And did you actually know that the Smeedskring, which is a study association for financial law, they have announced their study trip to Rome.
Yeah, I heard about it.
They're going in March.
So crazy, yeah.
And it also means that they are going to pay it from their own budget fully, because you can't get funding this year for a study trip, which is something we are going to be struggling with as well.
Yeah, but that's why we're not going to Rome.
Exactly. That's why we're not going to Rome. And also because, I mean, going abroad right now, or even in March, I don't think it's going to be possible.
No.
Which is very sad, and it sucks, obviously, because the study trip is one of the most fun activities during the year.
Definitely, yes.
And last year you were part of the activity committee.
Yes, and also the study trip committee.
Committee, obviously, yeah.
Didn't do a lot, but I was there.
Yeah, and what are your experiences with the committees?
It was so much fun.
Yeah?
Like all the meetings, of course you're serious. We're all working hard to...
right.
But it's also like... we're very serious. But it's also... Like, I laughed so much, like, in all those meetings, just because Animo is just great. Like, I can't say anything else about it. It's just so much fun. And also, in the activity committee, we all wanted to create something fun for all the members. So, of course, it's going to be fun, because you're thinking about, what can we do? And I think we had a lot of fun activities as well last year, even though we had to cut it short, like, because...
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. But I think still we were able to get Animo members together in a Zoom meeting. And that was also a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have since moved to Discord. What are your opinions on Discord?
Well, I had to figure it out for a bit, because I'm not really familiar with the app. But I think it's a nice way to communicate. Because you can do, like, with the different channels and stuff, I think. I don't really know. But you can just talk about different topics. And, like, the gaming channel, like, you see Among Us everywhere right now. So I think that's a lot of fun that you... Because I remember from last year, some people just got out of the WhatsApp group because there was so much spam. But it was only, like, Leah just sending a few... text messages a month.
Yeah, right.
So now we can just move all that to Discord.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, Discord has been a great initiative from Daniel, who is an Animo member for the first time this year.
Very nice.
And he's worked hard, and we're very proud to have the Discord server up and running now. And we truly hope that it's going to grow even further. Because I personally believe that in these times where we can't have physical meetings and events, Discord can provide that sense of community where there's always people there. If you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to help you while studying, if you want to play games, you either send a message in the WhatsApp group asking people if they want to join the Discord, or you just see who's online, and that's something that we really want to build even further. And in the future, maybe even open it up to all online culture students, because we have made it so that only Animo members, can see like 95% of the channels.
Yeah.
And outsiders, just people who aren't an Animo member, they can only see like 4 channels, I think.
Okay.
Out of 20. So, if you want to have that community where people can help you study, you need to become a member of Animo. So,
boom.
We tried to make it like that, like some sort of a paywall, But hey, So, what about COVID in general? How's your life been during COVID?
Well, it's been a roller coaster. I feel like I'm handling well since I'm still alive and smiling, and I still feel healthy and stuff.
Ever
But
got tested?
no,
I did. I did get
Oh.
tested. I was sick a while back.
yeah, That's
Just had a
scary.
cold, and I knew it was a cold, but just to be sure,
yeah.
I got
You
tested.
kind of have to because other
Yeah,
people are
exactly.
gonna think like, what the hell?
Exactly. And I mean, it was fine. I tested negative, just FYI. I did not catch
You're
COVID.
positive right now.
I'm positive right now, but then I was negative. No, I mean, the test itself, I was pretty anxious about it because you hear all
Mhm.
these horror stories about it,
Yeah,
about how
jeez.
they poke your brain and how your nose starts bleeding. But it was actually nothing like that.
Yeah.
The only thing, they went with like a Q-tip in the back of my throat. It kind of itches in the back of your throat. And then in my nose, it made my eyes watery and tear up. But that's basically it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just uncomfortable, but not really.
yeah, and
Terrible.
it actually takes like 1 second.
Yeah.
It's like boop, done.
Done.
That's
Yeah.
it. So I was expecting. Also, I went to one in Tilburg, a place where you can get tested. It was outside, and I expected like an enormous line of people, and there was only like 2 people in front of me.
Oh.
And so I waited for I think like 3 minutes, and
That's
then I got
nice.
tested in 1 second, and I was done in like 5 minutes total. So it wasn't bad at all.
No.
And then, like I think I got my results like 24 hours later.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Some people had to wait like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so I got it pretty quickly, and I was pretty surprised by it. And I obviously knew I was negative, but
Yeah.
I just did it just to be sure, you know.
Mm. Yeah.
But yeah, right now we absolutely can't do anything
No.
because everything is closed. And tonight, we are recording this on Tuesday, the 27th of October. There's going to be another press conference, so we're going to see if they change any of the
yeah.
rules. Because I do know they have been debating about having another lockdown. And I do have to be honest, I'm a supporter of a lockdown. Because I
Yeah.
think that if you give too much responsibility to the public, then you get people who think it's bullshit and don't care about anything. And if you give some sort of rules, then maybe you can control it. But who knows? I'm not a fucking like government official, so.
Yeah.
What are your opinions about like having another lockdown?
Well, I think it's just better to have like a strict lockdown maybe for a few weeks, because we just see all the you just see every day like there's more people who are tested positive, and I don't think I think a lot of people are just like, okay, we're just gonna meet like people, even though we can't go to restaurants and stuff, we're still gonna meet with a lot of people. And I kind of understand that because socially you need to see people.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna go crazy. But still, it's because it's taking such a long time now, I think we need to be maybe more strict than before to make sure like it's gonna work.
Right. And have you changed your behavior at all?
Well, I'm staying home for most of my days. I'm going to Tilburg now today, so that was exciting.
Right.
Going on a train ride, seeing you.
Yeah. I mean, it's something
Yeah.
besides just your parents and brother, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy about it because I also play soccer as well, but that's also been cancelled right now. And that was really my moment of social interaction. So I was really happy that we could do that again. But then, logically,
we
it's
can't,
no.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, for a long time, I've been uncomfortable going to bars and stuff. And for a while, we tried to, we had conversations with the owner of or the manager of the Vos en de Kraan, and there were some ways in which we could do an event, because the previous measure before everything had to close down was that you could go with like 3 friends maximum, and you could have a table of 4 people.
Yeah.
And what we basically had to do was register, like, if let's say if we go with 20 people, you book 5 tables, and every table is under a different name.
Oh yeah.
So that you basically you move in between the rules and the measures in order for you to have.
It would have worked.
Yeah, exactly. And we did not feel comfortable doing that at all, because it just felt like
it's so sneaky.
Yeah, it's not responsible, because there's a reason why these measures are there, right? It's so that's why we basically didn't do that, and then a week later, I think, the decision was basically made for us when all the bars closed down. So we had no choice, and we hope maybe in the second semester we can do some stuff if it all quietens down again, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Just stay inside, watch out, wear masks,
exactly,
and hopefully then we can finally do something again.
Yes.
But it's actually lucky, because we did have a physical first year event, and we had a nice turnout.
That's so nice.
We went, it was I think it was the last day where we had like summer weather. I think it was like even 34 degrees or something
Jesus.
like that. And we went behind the university campus, we went to the forest.
Such a lovely forest.
Yeah, exactly. And we just hung out, had some laughs, had some drinks, played some games. And we had about 30 people, and a lot of them
a lot.
Yeah, a lot of them are actually Animo members now, which is very encouraging to see.
At my first year event, there were like maximum 10 people, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know, because we thought it was going to be a challenge, because I think only 6 people responded on the Facebook event. So we thought like, okay, so there's going to be 8 people, and then we saw people coming, so it was really encouraging to see that so many people wanted to attend,
even though we have these circumstances. And that we did it responsible. I'd say we followed the guidelines to a certain extent. There were moments where we didn't have the 1.5 meters apart, but for the most part we did keep some distance. But it was also during a time where the numbers weren't as crazy as they are now. So we had some discussions about it, and we decided that we were able to do it. And if you can still go outside, it's...
it was outside, obviously. Well, we can obviously we can try to do something outside right now in the park as well, but it's just too cold.
Not gonna sit for a picnic.
Exactly. So that's unfortunate, and it means that we have to wait a long time. Maybe in the new year in 2021, when it's springtime again and the weather gets a bit better.
Yes.
And what about studying during COVID? How are you coping with all the online lectures?
Well, I think I've been following like all the online lectures so far. I don't think I've missed any of them. So I'm quite proud of myself, because in my second and first year, I've definitely missed some of the lectures. But I think it's been really hard for me to do something outside of those lectures. Because of course we have like group projects and stuff, and I'll work on them. But I also didn't have any exams like last week and this week. So I didn't really have to like study hard. But I feel like I can handle a lot less in terms of studying and stuff than I could before.
Right.
Because I'm just constantly looking at a screen, and I read all the literature on my iPad, because that's just it's cheap. I get it all like illegally. Not talking about that. Illegal. But it's been a bit tiring. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think most of us feel that way.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, to me, it's really nice to be able to do everything from home, but on the other hand, it also, for me, it's difficult to pay attention to an online lecture, because there's so many distractions around you, because you're in your own private space where normally you'd relax and study.
Yeah.
But now, like, for me it sucks even more because I'm not that good of a student. For exams, I start studying late. I do all my assignments pretty late. I don't start like a month in advance even. And for exams, like probably around 60% of my knowledge during exams comes from lectures. And when you're in class and following a lecture, you always follow at least something because you're in that environment where you are there's this learning environment.
Yeah.
And in your house or in your room, wherever you are, that's less the case because it's something outside of that learning atmosphere.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's something I struggled with, but I guess it's going fine. I had an exam last Monday, so yesterday, and I think it went fine. It's just waiting for the result now because that's also
Was it
important.
like a proctorio?
No, it wasn't like that. It was an open book exam.
Oh, okay.
And fortunately, I didn't have to use proctorio because that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
But I think it went well. Just
Okay.
wait and see.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I'm just happy to be here again and just talk about Animo and just getting back to university and stuff because I've really missed. I noticed when I got here, like I really missed this just and having my own space as well. Because we also got a new dog like at my mom's house and stuff, and it's fun.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's great, but he like bites my arm and stuff. He doesn't really want to bite like in an aggressive way. He's just playful.
Yeah.
But it's really, it really hurts sometimes. And he grabs all my shoes and stuff. And sometimes he just walks out of the living room, comes back with something that has been lying in a closet somewhere, and we don't know how he got it.
Right.
But he's still grabbing everything. But next to that, he's doing fine, and he's a sweetheart. So.
How old is he now?
Around 8 months.
Okay.
Yes.
And how long ago did you get him? A couple of months, right?
I think it was really the beginning of September. I think it was the 4th or the 5th of September.
Okay.
Something like that.
What'd you name him again? I forgot the name.
Macy.
Oh, you never told me the name, I think.
No, I don't think so. We thought it
Macy.
was Messi at first.
Oh.
Because it said that on the site, but we didn't really want to, like, because everyone's going to ask, oh, are you a fan of, the voetballer?
Right. The soccer player.
The soccer player.
The
Excuse
footballer.
me. But then it turned out to be Macy, because he's from Greece. But he was in the Netherlands when we got here.
Right.
He was going to go here anyway, so. So, yeah.
All right.
That's all. My dog. That's been the most exciting part of my life.
So it's basically dog and studying right now.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, dog, studying and work.
Oh, yeah.
How's it going at work?
Great. I think people, because I work at a supermarket at the Jumbo, and we really have to watch out for people, like that everyone grabs a cart and stuff, and people don't have to wear masks, like people who do their groceries, we have to wear our masks.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
I mean, it's recommended. I wear a mask when doing groceries.
Yeah, a lot of people do, actually. And that's nice. I think most people are quite nice about it. But of course, you have some aggressive customers sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, who just... Or some people who believe that the masks are very bad for you and stuff. And they just say to me, like, do you know these masks are very... I can't really do anything about it as well. Like, I just have to wear them and it's fine for me. And it's just a bit awkward sometimes because I...
Do you have some crazy stories about some crazy customers?
No, not really.
Alta is a pretty relaxed place.
Yeah. But I notice a lot of people on Facebook from Alta are like going into these conspiracy theories about COVID and stuff and all these masks and the vaccine as well. So, yeah.
I mean, I work at Picnic and I do have to say that with Picnic, it is not... You don't have to wear a mask when delivering, except when you get like there's these places in Tilburg where you have retirement homes,
Yeah.
and there it is mandatory to wear a mask because of the vulnerable old people. So those are places where you do have to wear a mask. But I actually always try to wear a mask at least because I want to give out the right image to the customer. But sometimes you notice that the way they look at you, they're like, "What are you doing wearing a mask?"
Yeah.
Which I find that interesting. I find it special because
We should write an article about that.
yeah, maybe. Why do people resent you for wearing a mask?
Are you a CIA agent?
Yeah, I think I'm a CIA agent. Yeah. Well, it's great to talk to you again after so long in person.
I agree.
And I really want to thank you for being part of this first episode of the Animo Podcast.
Thank you. I'm honored.
And I have good news for those of you who liked this podcast and who like podcasts in general, because I do intend to make more and maybe even have Iris back on the podcast after she finally revised or publishes the article she's been waiting for a year. So hopefully we can get her back. Please don't catch COVID because then you're not allowed back.
I'll do my best.
And I think we can end it there. Thank you for coming.
Thank
I hope you had a good
for
time.
inviting me. Yeah.
And thank you all for listening. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.